Can John and Barbara convert $100,000 a year to Roth IRAs before John takes Social Security? And what's it going to look like? It's going to be fun. So let me set the stage here. I was working with a client today, and they live in a no tax income tax state, which is good. All right. So first and foremost, that's the case there. And they're like, look, John is 62. Barbara is 53, so John's a cradle robber. Anyway, and John's like, basically, John quit his crappy old job, and now he works for his wife. They're making decent money, not huge, but decent money. And but they've got about $1 million and $1.1 million roughly in retirement accounts, and about 400,000 or so in cash, literally in cash in the bank. And so they're sitting there thinking, man, I would love to have all my money converted to Roths before RMDs, or at least right around when I start taking Social Security at 70. I said, I think it's a great idea. And this is what makes it great about working with my clients is they know what they're doing. They just want confirmation. And for you budding financial advisors, you don't need to manage money. Most people just want confirmation that what they're doing is good. They say, look, I feel pretty good. I just want someone, and I'm willing to pay to confirm for me that I'm in a good place. I'm not missing something that there isn't. I'm not going to go into that Great Barrier Reef and sink. And I'm telling you, man, this is where you're needed in this business. You don't have to manage money because you're a net loss to your clients. I can't stress this enough. All right. So they know this, right? These guys are pretty astute at this stuff for sure. And we're sitting there thinking, well, let me run these numbers. And I said, look, I can do a video. And they said, yeah, just don't use our names and don't take. And I said, I'd be happy to. So I'm running a video for them here. Now, these are paying clients, by the way. And obviously, I'm not going to say who they are or anything. But they are in a no income tax free state, or a no income tax state, which is good. And John's going to take Social Security at 70. And Miss Barbara is going to take it at her full retirement age. So essentially, they got 8 to 9 years before, 10 years before RMDs kick in. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. John said, he said the best thing about quitting my crappy old job and working for my wife is that I can't get fired for sexual harassment. Oh man, I love this, man. When you work for yourself, it's just open. You don't have to. And then I said, they said that and I don't even have to sit through a diversity workshop either. I said, oh my goodness, that is awesome. So good stuff. I love working with people, and my clients are a quirky bunch, and I love it. All right, so let's go into what these guys got going on. So first thing we're going to show you their profile. Again, this is a real example of people. The names are hidden to protect the guilty. But we got John here, is born 62. He's 62 years old. Miss Barbara's 53. And you can only guess maybe who's the better looking of the bunch. All right, but anyway, we're going to go into their net worth. We have $415,000 in savings. It's in a joint account, and roughly $1 million in investments. And we're just using that as an IRA. It's pretty close to what they have. House that's paid for. They put 2 kids through college. They're the golden ticket. They're self-employed. All right. We have income. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just saying Barbara's salary, because they are running an S corporation. So essentially what's happening is the S corporation works like an LLC. We're saying this is what they're netting after they're paying the employer side of the FICA, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So basically, when you run an S corporation, it's a pass through, and we're saying the employer is covering the FICA side of it, and then this is what you're gonna have to pay as the employee. This is what happens that goes to your 1040. I hope that makes sense. And John, the same thing. So $53,000 for Ms. Barb, $40,000 for John. He's going to take his Social Security at 70. Actually, that's what we want at 70. Krakow. His full retirement age benefit PIA is $24.90, and I can't remember what Barb's on top of my head. So we're just going to use it based on $53,000 a year salary. Then we got this box for Roth conversions. Now this is Barbara. We're saying nothing because right now we're just assuming John's got all the money. He doesn't, but just to make this simple, so we're just going to say Roth conversions. We're going to leave that out there. Now, they asked if they should make any savings. I said, don't. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So they're still going to work for another 5 years, all right? They're going to work for another 5 years until January 2025. Retirement expenses are $4,000 a month plus health care. And the health care costs, we got Part B, Part D, and then the Medigap is, it might be a little bit low. Let's say that's $2,500. between Medigap and some copays and whatnot. All right, so let's keep bugging away. And the health insurance is through the employer. All right, now when Barbara gets off the employer, she's going to have to get her own. Now she is the employer, by the way, but then it'll have to become, it won't be a business deduction, it'll have to come out of pocket. We always zero out retirement healthcare costs. And I'll show you why here in just a second. What else? Their current expenses about $4,000. We can even say $5,000 a month while they're working. They don't spend that much. They got a pool. They sit in the back there and they're just loving life. I mean, good, the typical American couple right here, man, for sure. All right, so what we're going to do is let's look at the first tax thing. So this is why I say don't do any deferrals anymore, because what you'll see here, the green is their FICA. Notice their FICA is 7.5, right? The income tax is 8.5. So their FICA is basically half of their total tax burden. But look what happens here. When they hit 72, if they don't do any Roth conversions, their taxes actually go from 8.5 to 9.8. So by deferring taxes, they're going to reduce this amount a little bit, but they're going to increase this amount because they're deferring taxes when they're only in a 12% tax bracket. Let's look at go to the current plan proposes the same thing. But let's go to a details, and we're going to show you their 1040. Let's go to 2021 to get a full year. Here's their income right there, $95,000. They get about $2,200 of taxable interest because they do have all that money in the bank. They get $98,000 of income. Take away 2 standard deductions, $72,000 is their taxable income. They're only in a 12% tax bracket, my friends. That's it. So they're paying $8,300 on basically roughly $100,000 of income. That's a 12% tax bracket. The effective tax rate is 8%, as this showed you right here. Roughly 8%, 8.4%. So don't defer. In that case, don't. Just pay the tax man now. In fact, I was dealing with a guy yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? I can't remember. But he had like a boatload of money in cash. I said, dude, you're never going to pay tax again. Never. It's going to be awesome. And that's what we're trying to get for these guys here. All right, so let's see what we're looking at from a tax perspective. Now, if we go in details, we go to 1040, we're at 2030. We'll go to 72. We'll go to 2030 right here. Here we go. All right, so now they're on Social Security. They get 106,000 AGI, 48,000 is from Social Security, which 85% is subject to tax. 61,000 is a required distribution. That's 106,000, and they're paying $10,000 on 106,000. Now wait until Barbara's on Social Security. Let's go here to 2036. All right, so now they have some taxable interest. They got some qualified dividends. That was just a throwaway just to show something. They get $77,000 of Social Security, $78,000 of RMDs, $152,000 is their AGI, $119,000 is their taxable income, $17,000 on basically $152,000 AGI. And if we go here, that's in 2036. They're looking at about 11%, 11.5% tax bracket. And if we go to 2000, that's not tax bracket, the 11.5% effective tax rate. If we go here to 2030, what did I do? 2030? No, I did 2036, I think. That's 119. That's a 22% tax. Well, it'd be 25% by then because the Trump tax bill goes away. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to retirement, and we're going to download what it looks like with taxes. All right, and we're going to say, let's, they're not running out of money. Let's download what it looks like here. We're going to go to, look, no taxes in these years. Look at that. But Josh, why do they have no taxes? Because that's when they have no income. But Josh, how are they living? Well, we'll show you. We're going to go to accounts, and we're going to go to withdrawals from accounts. And what you can see is while they stop working, they're pulling money from their checking account, essentially. And because they're pulling from the money from their checking, they're not paying taxes. I hope that makes sense. So that's how that works. That's why they got no taxes in those years, because they have that cash. I'm telling you, having some kind of taxable account that's already been taxed, I should say, is the way to go. All right, but now you can start seeing their taxes are going up, 10,000, 17, 18, 21, 26, blah, 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 blah. And let's go to the widow's tax trap. We will go right here. When's old? Oh, right here. All right, so John dies at 93 years old. They had $110,000 of income. They're paying $31,000 of income tax. Then they drop $30,000 in income. So they go from 30 divided by 110. They dropped their income by 27% because old John's dead, and their income tax drops by all of 16%. It's freaking awesome, right? That's the widow's tax trap, part and parcel right there. Tell me that's not freaking nuts, man. Crazy. All right, so let's keep going back here. So let's go back to tax payment. We're going to click on this. And again, we're going to look at the total taxes. We're going to download this guy right here. And we're going to wait for that guy to open up. There we go. Let's open this guy up. And let's see what we got, shall we? So let me pause it real quick. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's take a gander at what their total taxes are. I think I can, yeah, there we go. Oops. We want to sum. We're going to sum that. So let's do it like this. How do I do this again? Hold on just a second. We're going to go blink. There we go. So they're going to pay $741,000 in total taxes. That's actually, let's do the whole thing. Let's do this whole thing right here. We're going to pay. We'll just make it easy. They're going to pay $822,000 in total taxes if they do no Roth conversion. The max their average they're going to pay is $20,000, and the max they'll pay is $33,000. All right, cool. And that'll be the last year that Barbara's alive. All right, that's ugly. That's ugly. No other way around that. So let's put this to the side for just a second. All right, boink. All right, so let's get rid of that. So now what I want to do is we're also going to say, okay, what's their net worth upon death? And we're just going to look at account net worth. We're not going to look at housing because the housing will be the same on both sides. So in here, their net worth, they have $3.9 million in total liquid assets, $700,000 in IRAs, and $3.2 in tax-free accounts because their kids will get this tax-free. All right, so that's better than I would have thought for sure. But again, if we look at the tax thing right here, we can see that I mean, that just gets uglier and uglier and uglier. All right, so now let's do profile. We're gonna go to profile, and we're gonna go to income, and we're gonna have this Roth conversion. We're just gonna make sure his IRA account is for John. John's the owner, and it's John's IRA. And we're gonna do $100,000 a year, and let's see what this looks like, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this. And I don't know. Let's take a gander, shall we? So the first thing I like to do is just look at what this looks like here when I hit the tax to see what the mountain chart looks like. And oh yeah, as the Hodge twins say, yeah. We call it the Chinese virus because it's from China, yeah. All right, so in 83, they're paying no income tax. That's sweet. Now the question is, look at, they're paying 15.3, 14.5. They're paying up and up and up, up and away, right here, up and away. And then it slowly goes down, they not pay anymore. All right, so let's see what that looks like in terms of how much they're leaving to El Kiddos. That's Spanish, El Kiddos. They're still not running out of money. And we're going to see what, I'm writing it down, what they're leaving here. We're going to go to accounts. Here they're leaving, 4.6 million. All tax free. All right, so it's 3.9 million, of which 20% of that is taxable as income to the heirs, or 4.64 million tax free. I don't think you need to have a PhD in rocket science to recognize we want this way instead. However, are they leaving that much money because they got killed in taxes? Let's take a gander, shall we? We're going to gander at this. It's funny how much my quips really drive people crazy. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to download this guy. They say, I wish you'd stop using those voices. There's a guy in here named Scott. I don't think he follows anymore. He goes, yeah. I said, just don't watch, dude. I'm just weird. It's okay. You don't have to watch. All right, so let's click on this because I don't care. I like doing it. You don't have to watch. All right. Be able to open this guy or what, man? There we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to go. Look at that. Oh, man, look at no taxes. We are paying $414. Holy crap, dudes. $414, average of $19,728. But it's only at $19,728 because we're only paying it for those years. We got to go all the way. Watch this. If we actually use the average of all years, the average is $10,000. Holy freaking schmolies. That's nuts. That's nuts. Oh. That's a thing of freaking beauty. That is a thing of beauty. What do I want to do? I want to go to 1040. All right, so let's look at this. Damn, that's beautiful. It brings a tear to my eye. Sorry, tax man, I just don't love you anymore. All right, so here in 2030, Social Security, 47,000, of which 85% is taxed. They have RMDs. I don't know, but they're doing Roth conversions. I guess a little bit of RMDs. 140,000 there. So it's costing $28,000 of taxes on 184,000. If I take my trusty calculator, that's 28 divided by 185 roughly. That's a 15% effective tax rate. But watch this. All right, 2000. Let's go to 2036. All right, so still okay. Not quite done yet. Let's go to 2039. Not quite. So we're still going into it. And here's where it's going to get better. 2041. Look at that. Oh, look at that, my friends. 86,000 of Social Security. Only 10,000 is subject to income tax. And because their standard deduction is 26,000 plus, by then again, personal exemptions. Just remember, this is personal exemptions in 2026, even though it still says right here, qualified business income. It's not. It's personal exemptions when the tax laws change back. Look at that. 86,000 Social Security, and whatever they take out from the Roth is completely tax-free. What a thing of freaking beauty. Oh, man. Now, let's see, though. What happens if we maybe... All right, so let's just real quick. Let's go to retirement. Oh, that. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't even have to say anything else, right? For once, I can be quiet and just let it settle in. All right, so what if we, instead of doing the... Yeah, he's still got some RMDs. All right, so what if we did right there? And he still got some taxes until right there. What if we did 150,000? I don't know if that's going to work. That might be too much, but let's just take a gander. All right, so let's go to tax. Damn, look at that. That's nuts. Is that right? Go to cash flows. Oh yeah, they're paying more tax. I don't know if I like that. It's gonna be tough to get John's $1 million converted if he's getting growth on this money before he hits 72, because we're having him growing at what do we got him growing at? I don't think we got him growing at like 4.5 or something like that. Let's see, yeah, 4.3%. But just if he gets some growth, and he needs to, I mean, you should do that. But it's gonna be tough with that kind of growth. I mean, because don't forget, on $1 million, 4.5%, he's getting 45,000 of growth each and every year. And if we're only converting 100,000, we're still netting. It's still 55,000 is all that the IRA has less because of the growth in the conversion on 100,000. So if we're converting 150,000, we're only actually converting 100,000 net of the growth that he's getting in the portfolio. I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Probably not. Probably talking on my butt, but I hope that makes sense. That might be. I don't know if I like this right here though. Let's go to 7. That might be too long. So let's go to 75,000. We're gonna go to income. I'm gonna show you a quick way you can kind of mess around with this too. By the way. Oops. Let's just look at this. Oh, remember, Pablo makes a noise. You got to paw the like button. Pablo, come on, buddy. All right, so there we go, 75,000. That's good. Yeah, I still like the 100,000. Well, let's take it out. Let's take a look on the tax and see what we got here. 75,000. We'll go to cash flows. I mean, they're not run out of money. I want to be clear there. And we're going to go to tax payment. We're going to download that puppy. And then we're going to Wait for it to open. Open that guy. And we're going to go move my big head out of the way. And we're going to go boink. 419. Oh, that's still pretty good. I'd start with 100,000 just while the going's good for sure. The lower tax brackets, then you can always revisit later. But I'd start with 100,000. All right, let me show you one thing real quick. One of the things you can do, y'all can do, is you go to tax, and you go to distributions, and you should be able to mess around with all this stuff up here. And you see, I mean, just so many different things here. What if you fill up the tax bracket? You can, and I mean, if you do all this, you can do comparison, you can do details. It'll tell you exactly how much to convert if you fill up the tax bracket. You know, I forgot actually what we did. We're filling up the tax bracket to, that's a 22 to 25% tax bracket, and it'll tell you this is how much you need to do. You convert next 99,358 next year. 101,000 the next year, and then it'll show you exactly what to do. Tax deferred account balance 90. Yeah, so there. Conversion amount. That doesn't make sense. Taxable account balance amount. Tax-free account balance amount. Why are they saying the conversion amount is that? All right, so that would. Why is it zero there? So are we living off the? One sec. I think we might be living taxable account about comparison. And you can run all these numbers. It's actually pretty cool. I big fan. First time, long time. Oh, okay. Well, here we're see this is you gotta be careful. Here we're taking the money out tax deferred as opposed to the standard. I don't think what's happening in that regard is we're pulling money from the IRAs to live on all the while we're pulling money from the IRAs to convert. And not a big fan of that. So let's do this, and you can look at the thing. So here we're convert. Did I change it over? Whoa, Pablo. Okay. So here we're converting. There we go. $100,000 a year right there. Okay. 100,000. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. And now we're increasing our. That's what it is. We're increasing our conversion amounts each and every year. And so by the time John is 70, he's got no money at all in his IRA. Oh, it's freaking a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. Oh man, income from taxable account. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, this right capital. If I wasn't married, I would marry you, and I guess I could do that now because you can do whatever you want, right? So if we go back to income from tax, okay, right. So they're taking it from income from tax deferred account. See, if we're doing these Roth conversions and we're not taking the money from the bank account, we're living off 175,000 when they have no income, plus 40,000 Roth conversions. So that will reduce the IRA amount for sure. I don't like that though. That's too much. So I would just go back to living off the savings account. That's the way to do it. So don't forget to paw the like button because Pablo's right here. That's just a friggin' thing. If you look at 822,000. Oops, what happened? $822,000 more you're living on. And then look, 100% tax free. Just so much stuff in the software. I'm not gonna go over it. Just look at it, man. It is freaking fantastic. Oh man, I love it. All right, so there you go. Should John and Barbara do $100,000 a year Roth conversions? The answer is yes, unequivocally. Get it done. All right, we'll see you guys.